How's it all going? I've got to tell you, take a look at this view. The Dales. Where are we? We're coming up to the northwest of the country. We're going to do something a little bit different. Just come off the M6 motorway. Thankfully, the car doesn't need refuelling. 165 a litre of diesel. But I need refuelling. Now we're coming to a services that is one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, in the whole of the country. There's another one down in the West Country, and that's really expensive as well. But this is, by all accounts, the most expensive one. But what is really good, they support local farmers here. And if you take a look behind me here, it's not your normal services, is it? It actually looks really, really nice. There's a hotel here and everything. But wow, that view, absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to this. Need a bit of refueling myself. As always, let's give it a go. Come on. Oh. Watch where we're running to, Gaz. Watch where we're running to. Over this one. Hey! Before I go in, take a look at this. Hiya, ducks. Got no bread on me, I'm afraid. Now, I forgot to tell you, where are we? We're at Tebay. Tebay Services. But I really like the feel to this, and I really like the way it all looks. Right. I'll be quackers not to get in because it's a bit cold. Come on then. Before we go in, take a quick look. Homemade with a hot pudding. So you can get a cottage pie or sweet potato and chickpea tagine, £11.75. You get dessert with that. So that seems quite reasonable value. Steak and ale pie, macaroni cheese, you can see £11.95 and all the rest of it. Kids hot food, that's perfect for the cameraman, isn't it? Kids eat for £1, so I know what he's having, don't I? Come on then, let's take a look. But hang on, before I go, all this food here as well. So it's all laid out. Yeah. It's got a real nice feel to it here, and it's got a farm shop as well, so that's really interesting. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so we're sitting in this area here. It's not actually a conservatory, it's purpose-built, if you like. But I've got a nice view of my mates, the ducks over there. Hiya, hiya. The good news is you're not on the menu today. I've got to tell you, first things first, service, absolutely fantastic. And I'll tell you why. One, they were incredibly polite as soon as I went up. However, I ordered myself here the cottage pie. Now I've got to tell you, as you saw, it was £11.75. Again, give you these guys to just keep the food hot. But then she turned around to me and she said, look, come back, get your sticky toffee pudding because you want to eat that and you don't want the sticky toffee pudding to go cold. Excellent touch. But again, so as I said, £11.75 and here we go. Take a close up in there. So obviously that is a nice portion of cottage pie. You've got the minced beef underneath, and you've got some peas, then some cabbage. Again, I'm looking at the cabbage there, that's been seasoned. It's got some pepper on it. But all round, yeah, the gravy, the only complaint, as you poured the gravy, I thought the gravy was just that little bit thin. But £11.75, obviously that's not batch cooked, that's cooked, if you like, in-house. So I like that. So let's start with the potato on top. Always my first concern is it's not going to be hot, but this is actually nice and warm. So no complaints. Potato as well, nicely seasoned. I do like that. Now, on to the beef. Now, I had a little bit of a disappointment, and my disappointment was I wanted to get some horseradish because I wanted to actually spread the horseradish all over the potato, but unfortunately they didn't have any. So let's go on to the minced beef. I see some garden peas in there. I won't say I'll have a pea please Bob, I've already done that one. Done it again. I think that cottage pie has some Worcester sauce in it. And that's the way I make mine, because I think that brings out a little bit more flavour, a little bit of saltiness. Definitely. The only thing I'll say, Take a look at this gravy. You can see that is just that little bit on the thin side. But what do I think? I think that's pretty good. Then onto the cabbage. From here, the cabbage. I could add peas. They had other vegetables up there as well, but I like cabbage, so you know. That's really fresh. And you can taste the pepper. That's been seasoned. It's got some pepper in there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have a bit more. I won't actually have it all together. Just that combo, and then I'll show you what else I got. I'm gonna say, is that as good as my one at home? Do you know what? It's not bad. I actually think it's not far away from it. Everything about it I like. As I say, just a little bit more flavour in the gravy. I've got to say, it's starting to fill up in here as we speak. And as they pull the chairs, it gets a bit noisy in the background, so apologies for that. But a little bit more thickness to that gravy. Now, bear in mind, I've got dessert to come. So $11.95 or whatever it was, with the dessert as well. I think that's pretty good. I'm coming back to you. We swap it over here, swap you over there for a second. Don't panic, I will be coming back. And then, ta-da! You drop that on yourself, clever. So, 3 Cumberland sausages, or 1, 2, 3. Then you have the mash underneath, same gravy. And you actually probably see this a little bit better. So I'm going to tip that over a little bit, and you can see that is very, very thin. And a little bit lacking in flavour. And with this one, I just went for the garden peas. Now, no, let's try it first. I shouldn't actually. I was going to say something and I shouldn't have. So let's dive in. They're excellent. Now you can buy these in their farm shop. That's what the sign says anyhow. But I like the colour to them, but more importantly is the flavour. And with Cumberland sausages, you do get a lot of herbs, and they always have great flavour. Actually, what is your favourite sausage? Hang on. I meant, you know what I mean. So I think it's excellent. Now potato, now obviously it's slightly different because this was pre-made. Potato is buttery. That's the key flavour you're getting. There's a lot of butter. It's rich. It does need a tiny bit of seasoning. I've got to say that. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in there. It does need a little bit of help, but don't go mad with it. But what can I say? I like it. I like it, but I need to go and dive down because I'm going to try it with the gravy, but I already have that impression of the gravy. So you come here, Mr. Sausage, up here with the gravy. So you can see it straight away, and the gravy just falls off. It doesn't cling to the sausage. And onto the peas. You kind of almost preempt what I'm going to say next. Oh, wow. Peas are peas. They're really sweet. They're actually, and I was actually going to say peas are peas. They're really sweet. Garden peas, I actually like them. I really like them. I'm a little bit torn now, because what I was going to say, if I had the choice of going up and having the two, would I have this and the dessert for pretty much the same price, $11.75 for that, $11.50 for this. However, what really comes through is the quality of them sausages. They are banging sausages. Yeah. Again, I think the cooking on them has been really good. Everything's hot. The plates were hot when they actually served it to me. So again, attention to detail, very, very good. And When I came in, it was very quiet in here, and as I said, it is now starting to really build up. So, yeah, I also like it in here. You know, you've got some kind of boat hanging from the ceiling, although I'm not too sure you want to get into that raft because it looks a little bit holy. And I don't mean holy, I mean it's got lots of holes in it. Don't want this to go cold. I'm going to tuck in and then I'm going to get my dessert. As I said, that's a nice touch. Just bring back the receipt and you go up. I like it here. I do. I like the quality. I definitely like them sausages. I definitely like that as well. So, okay, I shall see you soon. Gravy's a bit of a letdown, that's the only problem. Before I start, a couple of things. Boys, behave. The old duck started fighting out there. Leave each other alone, it's a bit chilly. The cutlery here is immaculate, and I mean immaculate. Standards here as well. Really good standards. But onto the sticky toffee pudding. I've got the butter Scotch sauce, and then he said, would you like a bit of cream with that? I said, yeah, but of course that's made it all look a bit, je ne sais quoi. I'm gonna have to have a combination of both of them, just to see if I made a complete mistake having both. That's a sugar overload. Oh, crikey, there won't be no falling asleep on this motorway, I'll tell you. Get out of the way, get out of the way. That's incredibly sweet. A bit like myself. Cool. Yeah. Then into the sticky toffee pudding. That actual base is a little bit hard. Yeah, that base is just that little bit hard. Just dip you in there. Now that base is a little bit crunchy. I think that's where it's been sitting there too long. It's not unpleasant at all, but even like the combination doesn't work perfectly. A sponge on top is nice and soft. No issue there. And taste the toffee as well. I'll tell you what, this is definitely a sugar overload. Am I right to be complaining about that for the money? I'm not really complaining because I really like it, but it's not the best I've ever had. But if you like, I've got another couple of hours journey and it's going to keep me wide awake because I'm going mad. I was going to say, I'm going to get the bill. I've already got the bill and I paid the bill. I'll give you my thoughts outside or somewhere where there's a bit of light anyhow. So, see you very soon. Space Cadet. It's a bit crunchy though. Yeah, it's a bit too crunchy. I'll tell you, before I give my final thoughts, take a look here. They do homemade soups. What's this? Pea and mint. Oh, crikey. Pea and mint. That is incredibly hot. Then again, we've got some pastries over here as well, and they do flatbreads and salads. I actually would like to have shown you some flatbreads because that's what I really fancied, but fortunately it's closed. They've got cold drinks, teas, coffees, all of that. How much is a tea? £3.15 for a tea. Cappuccino? £3.95. Okay, let me give you my final thoughts. I like this place. I actually do. For the services, not bad. Do you know what? I've been to worse restaurants than that. That was quite pleasant. It wasn't reinventing the wheel. It's bangers mash, and it was cottage pie. It was nothing, but it was made in-house, which I like, and there was, the sausages. But before I go to my final scores, I want to actually give you a little bit of history here, and I've just been reading here. John and Barbara Dunning actually own Tebay Services. They actually own it themselves, and oh wow. They opened it in 1972 after the government considerately decided to build the M6 motorway right through the middle of their farm. That's rather considerate of them, wasn't it? However, how inventive from the owners there. They're like, hang on, we'll make the most of it then. So we'll open this up. And I think that's clever, and they still farm their own lamb, mutton and beef in the surrounding pastures. To this day we remain the same independent family business. Well done to you, and well done to this. I like the setup here. I feel very relaxed. I think it's really nice. I love the scenery and the views outside, the ducks. Yeah, standards are excellent, as I said, and so is service. Now onto the bill, and I've already gone through that. £11.75 for the cottage pie and dessert, and £11.50 for the sausage. £23.25. Service charge, 0. So £23.25. What marks am I going to give it? Do you know, it's the best services I've been to. Best services, and you know, is that really, really, really super expensive at £11.75 with a dessert? I'm not convinced it is. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, I had a little bit of fear and trepidation coming in because I thought, oh, it's going to be really expensive and it's going to be the usual typical, but it's not. Not at all, and I like it. You know, how can I say I actually like the services? But I do, I think that's really good. If you're ever in the area and you need to actually stop off, I recommend coming here. I do. I actually think you should pop in and say hello because fair play to them for doing something different. It's a family-run business who have done something after the government was very naughty. It's good, wholesome food. You know, that's all it is. It's not reinventing the wheel. Do you know what? I might have to try Gloucester. That's the other one down in the West Country that's really expensive. Have you been here? Have you been here? What do you think of it? If you could like and subscribe to the channel, you know I always appreciate that. And until next time, it's back on that motorway for me, but I have some good news. I'm sugared right up. Come on, let's go. Yes. Ooh. Just about no one in here. What a lovely service station. Onwards and upwards, drive, here we come. Oh, hang on. Christmas tree needs some lights.